Rockstar's next game is Red Dead Redemption 2, and it is set to release later this year, at least until it inevitably gets delayed. But it seems like Rockstar may be working on bringing back another cold hit beloved property after its launch. According to user Yan2295 of the GTA forums, who has been known in the past to leak correct information about Rockstar, A Bully 2 is indeed under development. It's supposed to be the next big release after Red Dead Redemption 2 and will presumably expand upon the original game's arresting premise and gameplay. Of course, there is no way to verify this information, so I wouldn't go taking this as confirmation that A Bully 2 is happening, but it's been rumored a whole lot over the last few years, and this newest leak, from someone with a history of largely accurate ones, does at least add more fuel to the fire. As part of its financial results for the fiscal year ending on March 31st, 2017, along with its fourth quarter results for the same, Sony revealed that the PlayStation 4 had shipped 20 million units during the fiscal year, which is in line with previous forecasts. In total, the PS4 has shipped 60 million units as of March 31st this year. Interestingly, Sony has also forecast the number of PS4 units that will be sold for fiscal year 2017, which ends on March 31st, 2018. The number is set at 18 million units. Adding it all together, Sony anticipates the PS4 to ship 78 million units by the end of fiscal year 17. Shipped isn't necessarily the same as sold, but it does represent demand for the product. It's not like the PS4 is hurting for sales. It sold 53.4 million as of January 1st, 2017, and Sony also reported that the PS4 Pro has done extremely well since launch. Whichever way you slice it, the PS4 juggernaut rolls on. Even with Sledgehammer games emphasizing authenticity and realism in Call of Duty World War II, it's still a bit shocking that health regen won't be in the game, at least in the single-player campaign. This information comes via Sledgehammer Games co-founder and co-studio head Glenn Schofield, who spoke to Polygon and said, "You have to worry about every bullet. You're not the superhero. You can't just stand there taking 7 bullets, ducking, shooting again." It's refreshing for us to deal with recruits who aren't Tier 1 warriors, to show that vulnerability. They're naive. It's been a really cool challenge creating this different kind of gameplay. Though it hasn't been confirmed if multiplayer will have the same system, it is interesting to see Call of Duty World War II do away with the health regen that's been present since Call of Duty 2. Also, with regards to divisions, it seems that players will be able to choose which division they join, be it infantry, airborne, and armored. From there, they could specialize based on the part they play, with African American GIs, female resistance fighters, and British soldiers provided as examples. Nintendo released its earnings report for the conclusion of the previous fiscal year, ending on March 31st, revealing sales for the Switch and its assorted games around the world. However, there was more in store. According to Takeshi Mochizuki, Wall Street Journal's technology reporter in Tokyo on Twitter, Nintendo CEO Tatsumi Kimishima said repeatedly there are more unannounced titles that should boost Switch itself's sales. Can't wait E3, but I'm not going. However, Mochizuki further clarified that there was no mention of whether he means first, second, or third. This is likely in reference to first, second, and third-party studios. It was also noted that Nintendo's efforts with Fire Emblem Heroes on mobile has paid off. Nintendo earned 11.8 billion yen from Japan and 9.3 billion yen from US for smartphone games and related. Guess Fire Emblem was so huge in Japan, said Mochizuki. However, it seems that Super Mario Run hasn't done as great as the company hoped. Nintendo also set a goal of more than 10% of total download pay Mario Run not reached yet. As an aside, Capcom also had its earnings report, and Mochizuki reported that CFO said we would release a title for a platform if there's demand, when asked what IP for which platform. Take that for what you will. The original Star Wars Battlefront, well, the 2015 one, not the original one, did not have any single-player campaign. The single-player campaign, however, seems to be the focus of the marketing this time around with the upcoming Star Wars Battlefront 2. It seems, however, as though some fans are still wary. Many are apparently afraid that the campaign will just be tacked on, leading to EA trying to tackle the question head-on to help dispel the fears somewhat. I think it shows a commitment to the single-player mode that they came to us and Motive to create this campaign, said EA Motive Studios content producer Paula Juyao to PlayStation Lifestyle. EA are completely dedicated to building this game mode. According to Lucasfilm's Douglas Riley, EA has its 3 best studios assigned to the game, including EA Motive, who have tremendous experience making action movie-based narratives. Star Wars Battlefront 2 launches in November this year for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Earlier reports may have indicated that there may be a sequel to Alien Isolation, Sega and the Creative Assembly's superlative horror game based on the classic science fiction horror game franchise in the works. However, it sounds like that may not necessarily be the case. Speaking to Eurogamer, anonymous sources seem to have concern that no sequel to Alien Isolation 2 is in the works after all. Not only that, it sounds like most of the team that did work on Alien Isolation doesn't even work at the creative assembly anymore. Eurogamer has cross-referenced the Halo Wars 2 credits with the credits for Alien Isolation and confirmed that the staff and personnel seem to be largely different for most of the defined roles. Of course, there's always the possibility that there were two separate development teams with the creative assembly, and the one that worked on Alien didn't work on Halo Wars 2. In any case, it sounds like a new game in the same vein may not be coming anytime soon. Sorry, Alien Isolation fans. If there's one thing that sets the Scorpio truly apart from current-gen consoles, is its massive boost in memory. The Xbox Scorpio features 12 GB of memory, 8 of which are available for games. The pending 4 GB of memory will be utilized for OS tasks, applications, video encoding, and other miscellaneous processes. In other words, the Scorpio features drastically more memory than Xbox One and even the PS4 Pro. And this is something that Stardock CEO Brad Wardell has acknowledged on his Twitter feed. 12 GB of GDDR5 memory means, for some years, no real technical limit on games, he said on his Twitter page. He also revealed that it will take a few years for developers to max out the Scorpio's technical prowess, and it'll take a couple of years to make a AAA level core neutral game to fully utilize the power like Scorpio and APIs like DirectX 12 and Vulkan, he further stated. Project Scorpio is due to release this holiday. The console's official name and price point haven't been revealed yet. Persona 5 just came out, and it's truly incredible. It's arguably the best game released this year, and indeed all generation, but Atlus is looking ahead to the next mainline game in the series. In a recruitment page on their website involving recruitment for the next game in the series, Persona 6, via Persona Central, Atlus director Naota Hiraoka discussed where the series can go from here. Unfortunately, the hurdles to overcome in game development increase every year, Hiraoka says. Thanks to the large amount of support we received for Persona 5, we've gotten a sense of accomplishment, but we can't stop there. When we created Persona 4, there was pressure that it had to exceed Persona 3. Now we will have to create a 6 which exceeds 5. However, exceeding 5 will be difficult with the current staff. I would like to surpass this tall hurdle with everyone who joins us in this recruitment. The workplace is perfect for those who want a creative challenge when it comes to bringing games to the world. We think this is where Atlus has hit a wall. They're a pretty small developer, and they are probably incapable of actually being able to top Persona 5 with their current staff and manpower. It sounds like they're currently recruiting to fix that problem, but that also means that a Persona 6 is farther away than one would like. Persona 5 launched earlier this month on PS3 and PS4 and sold 1.5 million units worldwide, becoming the first game in the series to break into the mainstream. The pressure on Atlus is therefore understandable. We have faith in them not to mess up. A mainline Persona game has not disappointed in a very long time. But we are hoping the wait for the next game is not as long as the wait for Persona 5 was. That'll be it for this video. If you like what we're doing, please go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.